Hello everybody, welcome to another vlog. As you can see behind me, I'm at the end of the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center in Oregon City, Oregon. And I do believe this is roughly the end of the trail. I'm guessing it's the actual marking, or at least roughly the area, let's say, of the end of the Oregon Trail. So it actually is an interesting sort of roadside attraction, big piece of history. We all know the Oregon Trail, at least from the computer game, right? Especially those of us of a certain generation. But the museum itself that's in here is actually closed for now. But there's a whole outdoor area I'll show around with like different displays of what it was like being on the Oregon Trail and different signs and replicas and all that fun stuff. And this part so far is free, which is also nice. So come along with me and we'll go explore that. And they have these giant covered wagon themed areas. I guess this is like a picnic area up here, including with a map up ahead showing the Oregon Trail. So yeah, I guess it started all the way in Missouri and Omaha and kept going and going all through the US. There was a split off. There was the California Trail. And then up here you have the Oregon Trail, and up where we are at the end of it. And then you would hit the ocean after that. So it makes sense that was the end of it. They also have all along the bottom of the map all of the areas. You can use a QR code to see what these key points of interest were along the Oregon Trail. Quite a few actually, until you get to the end where we are now at Oregon City, the official end of the Oregon Trail. It's actually pretty nice too. There's a giant just park area on top of all these historical signs that they have near the wagon stages and buildings, including of the natives of the area, people who are part of the Oregon Trail. But yeah, pretty nice area. They have this sign, wagons, homes away from home. So they were 23 feet in length, 10 feet high, weighed 1,290 pounds. And were usually very crowded with things they would need for the journey, and then their own things for when they got to their destination. I mean, it actually looks like it isn't that bad, but I'm sure once you're actually in it and on the trail, and on a dusty, bumpy trail, it's not so fun. And they have this elk statue here. It says it represents and elk. I guess it's called that. Similar to those common to the Pacific Northwest in the 19th century. Elk can still be found in the mountains, but most of their habitat in the valleys and flatlands has been destroyed by urban development or fenced off to create ranches and farms. So this is the closest thing you'll get to seeing one in this type of area. But they would have seen a lot of these as they came across the Oregon Trail. And over here they have a replica log cabin. If this is the size they were, they're actually pretty darn small. They were ahead of the tiny house movement that is taking off right now, but enough, I suppose, to give you shelter. This one has no windows, really, and no doors. That's a little bit like another place we all know and love, isn't it? We're coming up on another log cabin replica here. I think, or maybe like a shed. Oh, there's no sign. I'm guessing this is more of a storage shed for food, because they do have the different crops growing here. Kitchen garden, planted with varieties from the 1860s. The garden is a project of the Clackamas County Master Gardeners, demonstrating sustainable gardening practices. Well, there you go. I guess I was right with the food shed. I had said, and that rhymes. Well, this is nice, little garden area. Oh, and here's the actual marker. Maybe this will tell us more. End of the Oregon Trail, 1845 to 46. Oregon City, western terminus of the Oregon Trail. About 2,200 miles from Independence, Missouri. So it does say, basically here was, I'm just reading through it. Bear with me. Okay, this is essentially saying like this is the end of it and to market. And this was actually placed here in 1976. And then we even have on the arbor here little covered wagons to also mark the end of it. But that plaque was kind of buried in this garden area. But there you go. So there is a plaque here that says, "Here the pioneers ended their journey west. Abernethy Green," oof, wow, that was a struggle, "is the official end of the Oregon Trail, as designated by the U.S. Congress in 1978. So there's a plaque here, and there you go, the little covered wagon and the ox. So at the end of one of these wagons is the actual Interpretive Center, but it is closed today, as mentioned. So we just have the displays and markers that they have over here. This one talks about setting up camp. They have a picture here, and they have a quote at the bottom basically saying they had a cooking stove, portable table, tin plates and cups, cheap knives and forks, oh, just like today, camp stools. We live on bacon, ham, rice, dried fruits, molasses, packed butter, bread, coffee, tea, and milk, as we have our own cows. I'm guessing that combo, those menu items got a little old over time, just a hunch. Then they have this replica wagon with a couple of cows. Yeah, those are cows, right? Bulls. Replicas here. It's the old times compared to new transport. Old, new. New looks a little bit easier to get around in, but you know, at least with the old you can make friends like this. Who wouldn't want a friend like this? And that's no bull. Get it? So this does say these are called prairie schooners. While wagons specifically built for overland trails were known as prairie schooners, this name, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, soon became a generic expression for wagons on the Oregon and California trails. Early on, many immigrants were struck by the vast open spaces of the Great Plains, and when the wind blew, the tall prairie grasses undulated like waves on an ocean. Oh, that's not fun. The overlanders took this metaphor to its natural conclusion, comparing the white bonnets of their wagons to the sails that powered the ships of that era, and the phrase prairie schooners came into common use. Oh, it is schooners. A schooner is a boat. That makes sense. And along this part of the trail, they have a wooden canoe, which looks very narrow. And then some tools and instruments over there. It would probably help to actually have a guide explain these versus me, but the center's not open, so you get me today and my limited knowledge. Enjoy. And I never thought this would happen, so don't freak out, but I'm pretty sure that's Bigfoot right there. We found Bigfoot at the end of the Oregon Trail. Who knew? After all this time. Yep. Pretty sure that's him. There he is. Big the Foot. It's not really hiding well this time. Maybe he just wanted to be discovered at long last. All right, we're coming up on another building here. This one looks like, oh, okay, this is interesting. The nation's longest graveyard. Oh, that's not as fun of a fact as I thought this would be. That's sad. Let's go, let's move on. All right, we're gonna hitch the old wagon and head on back. Don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe Prospector again? I don't know, but we're gonna head back. I think we've reached the end of the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center. End of the Oregon Trail. Let's go this way. That's such a modern building, but it does have Bigfoot. There you go. This is like more like in the theme of the video. Okay, the answer was right in the parking lot. As I was looking for this, you're standing on Abernathy Green, and I'm totally mispronouncing that, I'm sure. But this is essentially where the end of the Oregon Trail was. So it makes sense that this is, you know, this is where they put the Interpretive Center. So it makes sense that this is where they put this Interpretive Center roadside museum, attraction, whatever you want to call it. Well, anyway, that's it for today's vlog. Hopefully you've enjoyed this interesting roadside attraction of the end of the Oregon Trail, if I didn't say that enough. But please subscribe to this channel, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.